Natal chart report. This is the piece dealer, and I hope you gain the utmost of quality from this report. Right off the bat, I need to just speak to the fact that you are one of us, fam. You are a soul reaper. Yeah, you don't have it within 10 degrees, but I always like to share this for people who have moon on sun. I remember Action Bronson did a song, and he said that he was a reaper, and then I looked at his chart, and he actually has Saturn on his sun. So the Saturn sun is a type of reaper, like 50 Cent, just kind of representing Saturn as the reaper, the lord of agriculture, which you literally see the scythe here, like this opposite your Jupiter. I have Jupiter in Cancer opposite Capricorn Saturn, which is the extension of 90 into 91, where these kind of move into the next sign. So that perfect opposition is really interesting. But seeing that you're within 20 degrees of Saturn, whereas the Sun Saturns are reapers, the Moon Saturns are soul reapers. Young Pharaoh has this in Aqua. And other people born 92 and 93 with the moon in aquas. Moon in aqua is, of course, the celestial soul. And Saturn moons, we can establish world families. We can heal a father abandonment issues. We can energetically assist women in pregnancy, amongst other things, right? What I learned from the author of this article, if you can get a reading from, which was one of the best readings I ever had. I had to wait 4 months, missed it. Had to wait another 4 months. It was still worth it. She said that Saturn vessel aliens, once we come into our Saturn return, we're effectively immortal and it's hard to die. She told me this like weeks after I survived my near fatal car accident. And she was like, yeah, you could have died before that. And I was like, thank God I'm in the Immortal Club. But yeah, now that we've returned our power, the Saturn return is very important because Saturn, collective karma, and Cap, Aqua, and Pisces are the elite. The elites have Cap moons, Aqua moons, Pisces moons relative to your inner self. And we know that you have this like ace vein, very, very talented, creative online, who also has the sun and moon. You guys are the legendary sun moon signature, the Pisces sun moon signature. Mathematically, your moon is literally within that 330 degree range to 300 to 0 degrees. 0 degrees is Aries. 330 to 0 is Pisces. So not only are you a Pisces, you're a Pisces with a Pisces signature. From experience, based off people I've met, y'all are the most legendary beings alive, because Pisces is the legend. Floyd Mayweather, Rihanna, you know the deal. So being the legend amongst the legends is a huge deal. We know you have this as a Virgo rising, but let's talk about more of your soul reaper status. The moon Saturns, right? Or the Saturn cap is, of course, the great ruler of power, right? Saturn Pisces is more reality warping. It is taking the material element of Saturn. Uranus, of course, is the causal realm. Neptune is the astral realm of imagination, linking to your Pisces sun. And of course, Saturn is the 3D material universe and reality. Putting that in Pisces takes the metaphysical nature of your imagination and now anchors that into reality through the form of reality warping, materializing the integrity of one's beliefs. That's what 93 to 95, those born in the 60s, have. Of course, the Aquarius is the element of knowledge. So whereas Pisces and mutable signs take this integrity to change perspectives and reality, and Capricorn uses this cardinally with other cardinal signs to really harness the karma of power. Aquarius, like fixed signs, but in the Aquarius version, you in your soul hold Saturn is the totality, right? So Saturn Pisces is totality of perspective. So Saturn and Cap is totality of power. Saturn and Aquarius is the totality of knowledge. So you hold all the knowledge of the universe in your soul. That's what it means to have this burden on your soul. You understand the celestial advanced knowledge and quality of the universe that you, of course, are able to utilize in order to integrate advanced lifestyle mechanics and techniques into your behavior while simultaneously being able to understand at a very advanced, elite, celestial quality the behaviors of other people. Virgo, especially as a rising, is the critic, and the critics unveil hidden meaning. All right, this is where we see Sagittarius representing meaning hidden in your fourth house as an element of this, where you show people the hidden meaning in experiences to apply this critique. And so in understanding the knowledge behind the behavior of the collective, this is even more compounded on the fact that you are a collective social personality, because your moon and sun are God level. Unlike me, who is more like a collective individual, a God level individual, you're more a God level social personality, right? God level individual, because my sun and rising are in Taurus and Gemini, individual points. Your personality is in social Virgo, and your sun and moon are God level here at the celestial and divine quality. So you are the celestial divine being. You are the understanding of total knowledge relative to this divine awareness of other people. So you are the 11th house sun, I would say, is the people's genie. The 7th house sun in Pisces is your personal genie. It's more personal, where as a social personality, you express this divine awareness to the collective. And what I love to really point out about 7th house Pisces are that you all sponsor divine partnerships for other people. And so this attracts this dreamlike quality, especially with Neptune here, of relationships with other people that transcend your belief. But of course, as you sponsoring this Pisces awareness, you are aware of the illusions, especially with Neptune transiting, delusions and metaphysical quality of other people. And this is something that people do not know about Pisces, because y'all are even worse than Scorpio. Y'all keep secrets. A lot of people think Scorpio keeps shit secret. Pisces is the god of that. Y'all are so indirect. People will think that you're talking, because Pisces talks a lot more than Cancer and Pisces than Scorpio. But Pisces, like Gemini, has an art of saying a lot but not meaning anything, because you keep people riddled in mystery. A lot of people don't know fucking shit about Pisces, and it drives me fucking crazy. So they don't know in the 7th house that you see them. Like, you're applying extrasensory perception towards other people. You're seeing the spirits around them. You're seeing the ghosts around them. I would say 98% of stuff you're aware of other people, that as a Virgo rising, you can critically analyze, because Virgo breaks down that watch into every single individual piece. But Pisces now looks at how every single individual piece creates that holistic one product. And so 98% of everything you are aware of other people most likely can't be put into words. You look like Doctor Strange now, trying to make sense of things to people that are literally beyond their understanding, because they're not on your fucking level, or they just can't necessarily be aware of this. Of course, you're an ascended master, so that's to be expected. You're here to guide humanity. But still, this lends Pisces as a vibration to be very misunderstood. The quality of partnerships that bring in this sense of extrasensory perception and divine awareness put you in a position to really facilitate and change other people's beliefs. This would be different if you were a Pisces rising, where based on your analysis of other people, you constantly reflect as a divine mirror and change your beliefs around yourself relative to who you're mirroring. This is the opposite. You are offering the ability to apply your extrasensory perception in very indirect, subtle ways to change and influence other people's beliefs. As long as I have known Pisces, natives, that's all y'all do. And it's always frustrated my Gemini, because Gemini, I feel like, well, this has to make logical sense and this has to happen. And then you just kind of be like, fuck all that bullshit. None of that shit matters. And then I get a little bit tight because I thought it mattered. And then it's just like, what the fuck? And nothing makes sense around y'all. But I've come to learn to embrace this post-Saturn return. I don't have problems with y'all like that. But I mean, y'all still be trolling people very maliciously, and you're like the troll's troll. As just Aquarius is a trickster. So this is not really just trolling for trolling's sake. Aquarius as a trickster has knowledge behind the troll. So it's at least teaching the collective a lesson. Unlike these unscrupulous Pisces trolls that just troll the troll, called Tyler the Creator. Anyway, other than that, you do have this extreme sense of emotional intelligence with Pluto in the third that rules your third, which not only unlocks a set of pure skill sets, right, Liam Neeson, but also puts you in a position to psychoanalyze as this element of very pure emotional intelligence that, you guessed it, fuels directly towards your awareness of other people. So now not only are you aware of other people in this divine quality and capacity, but it's backed by this extreme, pure psychological element of emotional intelligence that intensifies a lot of your mindset and psychological awareness towards how much more deeply and intensely, like an X-ray vision, you can apply this extrasensory perception. That trine of Pluto is such a huge deal because without it, it takes away a lot of the sauce that goes into this cream that you express. I like to call Cancer the juice, Scorpio the sauce, Pisces the cream. And now this Chiron Grand Water trine links this healing of emotional triggers relative to your social circle and where you feel you belong, healing where you feel you belong, so that this creates this grand water trine of emotional intelligence. Uranus and Neptune and Juno and the South Node opposite Chiron here establish, especially with your Sun in the seventh, this opposition of you healing how confident you feel in where you feel you belong. Because the fifth house Capricorn represents the unconventional supernatural quality of hard work, determination, and organization that goes into what you love to do. You hear it whenever you listen to Wale rap, or any Virgo for that matter. Virgo or Virgo risings are not like Aries, okay? Aries, when they have fun, they just want to have fun. They're very competitive. Aries wants to win, but if it feels like work, Aries is not going to have fun anymore. It's very important. Aries wants to win. Aries is very competitive. Fire is very competitive, but Leo is their fifth house. So how creatively are they having fun? Virgo does not give a fuck about that. Virgo will work as hard as Virgo needs to work to really fuel their creativity. For Virgo, their fun is a job. Like, they're going to put in the most incredible hard work into what they love, because you perfectionists can't have anything less than 100% perfection, which is an illusion. But still, you're going to put in the most work towards making what you create the greatest. That's just the Virgo archetype. That's what it means to have Capricorn in the fifth. But with Neptune and Uranus, the unconventionality of how you utilize this supernatural sense of your intuition and psyche applies to destiny, where you are effectively destined to make an independent living doing what you love. Now, North Node in the 11th is taking your talents to be a part of a team, like a basketball team. This is the opposite of that. This is you deciding, okay, I'm feeling where I belong. I'm healing the vulnerability of me feeling where I belong, where that fifth house element of your talents could be being undermined, could be being ridiculed, not feeling like, the people around you even appreciate your talents. Uranus and Neptune, the stuff you're into is weird. You know what I mean? Like, why would you even put so much focus towards this? But you're healing the need to feel comfortable expressing this without having to explain yourself, without having to feel not worthy. You know what I mean? It's not like the second house Chiron, 11th house is going to be really more around this feeling of belonging and how you really channel all of this. So the South Node here is unlocking this psychic power as a resource where you are comfortable really resting on nurturing and healing your friends. And the challenge is to rally this support so that these friends can offer their sincere support towards what it is you do. You're gaining resources and support from your 11th house social circle of friends individually. The challenge is to collectively bridge together everything and create this system, create this organization. And it's important to really note the South Node as the challenge, bringing the individual quality of your individual feelings in order to bridge this vulnerability and apply this sense of healing, so that this support you gain individually can now create a collective effect, so that, of course, in the fifth house of talents, of self-employment, of everything that you're really good at doing, at the creativity that integrates in the sixth in your lifestyle, you're able to own, you're able to actually manage. Saturn has already gone through there. Pluto has awakened this. And so as the North Node will slowly but surely over the next, I think, 7 or 10 years or 7 years, go through this and reach here after it goes through Aries, Pisces, and Aquarius, this will now set you up to probably before then already complete this aspect of your life. Of course, as a Pisces sun, this is 11th house to you. So as a Pisces sun, you're using your talents in order to create this collective established league of gentlemen that are all supernaturally decked out, and that as a Virgo rising, you can consciously, practically organize this creativity with. Gemini that you have as your MC represents the element of your legacy. The angelic legacy is mutable. People who have mutable signs as their MC aren't necessarily meant to keep a job, to be completely honest. The changeable nature of the MC doesn't make it impossible. It's not like you can't, but if you find that you skip, it's very common for people with this. They usually mention they skip from job to job, and it's not that you skip from job to job. Once you and Gemini reveal to the upper management the truth, it's time for you to go. You're going to get fired. You're going to quit. Things are going to happen, especially in your neighborhood. Once you kind of gain this sense of like coming into the greater meaning, you might move. That doesn't mean that this happens. Just if you notice that, it's meant to be that way. Okay. In a lot of readings I've done, I've noticed this correlation. Mars is really tied to athletes. And so if you take Kylie Jenner, who, you know, her career and legacy is attached to beauty and beauty products because she has Venus in her 10th house, Mars is going to really point towards more athletic endeavors, assertive endeavors, military endeavors. Of course, in Gemini, this is the assertion of your ideas. This is drawing the total knowledge within your soul, especially relative to how you integrate the transcendence of the beliefs around yourself that you express towards other people behaviorally, and have you take action off of this intuitive element and grounded, karmic quality with Saturn of your lifestyle applied directly towards the ideas that bring you career success. Of course, legacy for you is to really take this hidden meaning as a critic and express that through other people, to communicate. You see Joe Budden do this with this podcast. Even as an artist, that was him speaking the truth. I'm using Virgos as an example because you're rising as a Virgo. And this is where we had the retrograde, which changed the direction of how assertively you want to move towards your goals. And so Gemini season is going to do a whole lot to really activate this once again before Jupiter in 2024 expands and levels this up. So that'll be interesting to see how Mars colors this for you. The square that Mars makes to your sun will always challenge your beliefs relative to what you're aware other people perceive around you. Mars in Gemini is taking enlightened action based off of what you think is true. And of course, you're understanding how to develop this sense of comfort around your career, because Gemini is 4th house to your Pisces sun of home, but 10th house of career to the rising. This is how we blend both houses and meanings. And this, once again, will always inhibit how true you take action relative to Pisces awareness with your sun of other people's perspectives. So you want to be careful, because if you're too caught up on what other people believe, you won't move in the direction of your truth. Versus if you're too caught up on your own ideas, you'll miss out on the perspectives that other people are providing, which will really now influence the direction of this action. So this actually works really well together because you're able to instantly act off of what you perceive from others, but everything that you're acting off is based off of metaphysical unseen principles in Pisces that have yet to be real. And that requires faith. This is the challenge of the square. Gemini doesn't really know how to deal with Pisces versus Virgo that will mercilessly criticize Gemini, but at least Gemini can work with something real. Gemini with Pisces is working with the belief. And before that belief is real, it has to act off on faith. And Gemini doesn't. Gemini likes the truth, just logic. So this is kind of giving you the best of both worlds, because now that you're aware of what to have faith in and you feel the knowledge of it, it's going to look like you're doing things out of nowhere, but people aren't necessarily receptive to the perspectives that enabled this. Anyway, we see you also have Mercury 3 degrees in Aries, which represents the raw nature of how boldly and authentically you communicate. This is what's going to, as a Virgo rising, take the social value in Libra and have you invest these ideas in raw individuals who you can trust. Venus is here, which will also kind of juxtapose the nature of your heart in its passionate nature and how it desires to connect with people and forces that stimulate its desire for excitement that you could also trust. I think it's not a coincidence that your Mercury sextile Saturn, adding knowledgeable strength and quality behind the boldness of what you say, adding the sense of knowledge of what to say, and your Moon sextiles Venus, augmenting this understanding of knowledge to express beautifully in its raw quality. And this 8th house enables you to deal with others in a way that invests in your social value because of how you're manifesting your raw value and putting it out there. The Mercury that sextiles Saturn to strengthen this also is expanded with Jupiter, and now takes this bold quality of how you're going to say what you fucking want, but then add this creativity to how much more dramatically and saucy and boldly that you could communicate this, which is actually pretty dope. And thankfully, Saturn as an anchor matches that intellect with passion so that Jupiter isn't expanding too much and Saturn isn't limiting too much, which now makes Mercury in between this very auspicious. And it's nice to see that even though you're a water sign, right, you have more fire and air energy, which points you out towards the expression of this masculine vibration towards communication and how passionately with the fire you communicate. Linking Mars and Gemini with Venus and Aries, which Aries and Gemini is a very solid 1-2 combo. That's Quavo and Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? The ideas you act off on will be activated by this excitement of your heart so that Mars can communicate that. And Jupiter, so close to the 12th, integrates this creativity of your routine so that you can transcend and let go of beliefs that get in the way of how perfectly you express your personality as a Virgo rising. I think it's interesting that Juno is next to the North Node because Juno is Jupiter's wife, but this really links this sense of commitment, marriage, and rulership to your destiny. And everyone who has North Node in Cap is destined for greatness. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. With the influence of this eclipse that we've had come out your third, it's unlocked the pure element of your attitude and skills to manifest more innovative qualities of your philosophy, which as a Pisces sun is really just now manifesting as a part of your philosophy, how you're teaching these natural skills and the supernatural nature of its unconventionality. I hope you enjoyed this report. I'm going to finish right where we started relative to you being a soul reaper. I'm a 23 degree Cap moon. You're a 23 degree Aqua moon. And so Aqua moon is honestly my favorite moon sign just because I respect Aquarius. And I've never had issues with Aqua moons. You niggas know shit. Oh my God. I don't even think you always know how you know, but you hold it in your soul. And that's what makes you elite. So I think it's the most valuable part of your chart, the core of you. And this understanding cosmically of the collective's behavior enables you to look at the entire collective as one being or a group of beings, and you're never really just talking to someone. You're analyzing how the collective speaks through individual people and social aspects. And regardless of what it's like to maintain this upper echelon high level of receptivity and awareness, you're definitely putting in work to prepare for Pluto and Sagittarius to create the new world. All honor to you. You stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.